Hello, I'm Roger Bisbee from Skill Builder, and I've come out on site today with James Gibbons from Sitebuddyz. He's got an invention here which is called the Clad Man, and it turns that job of putting up sidings or claddings into a one-man job instead of a two-man job, which means that the other guy can be down there on the saw cutting them, and with one man fixing them, one man cutting them, they can run through this job at 3 times the speed they reckon of normally doing it. So it's a great device. There are a couple of other devices out there on the market which you might have seen for doing this job, but none of them can do both cement, fibre, you know, the sort of Hardy Backer type things, or Marley, and also do the timber, feather edge, that kind of thing. So this is more versatile, very accurate. He's going to run us through it, show us how it works, and it's available from James right now.
So we've got the whole locations there, 1 to 7. 1 to 5 will take board widths from 125mm to 225mm, and 0 to 40 in thickness. The 2 top ones are actually for when you're actually underneath a soffit. So what you would actually do when you get to your last board and the soffit's in the way. Okay, so we undo that. Then what we would do, say whatever your last board is, whether it's 6 or 7, you just let's say it's 6. So we put that in. So we're underneath the soffit, if you can imagine that. Okay, so we're up there underneath the soffit. We can't get any further, but what we can do, we can put the last board in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then we take that out and we put a rip in. I've moved that off that one, and now I'm going to move that onto that one.
Oh, okay, gotcha, right.
So that's now, but what I'll do, I'll put it across here. 500, Steve, for longest points. Okay. So that's fixed, so what I can do now is take that off. Okay, work my way along. 2420. He likes inches. Hello, chap. Lovely. Okay, so I can slide that through. Put that into position.
While I'm here, I thought, no, let's have a look around the rest of the building, because it's quite interesting. It's an oak barn that they're building here, and even if you're not building an oak barn, if you want to build something, this is going to be a garage, not a barn, a little office space, but even if you're not doing that, you may be interested in some of the basic components of the building, because if you're building an extension or you're doing a loft conversion, some of the things you'll see here are going to be exactly the same. So I'll just have a quick whiz round and give you a guided tour if you like. So first thing we've got here is a bit of stud walling that goes along, and that's got insulation. In the case here, this Ecotherm, most of it, that's been laid in what we call PUR board. That forms the insulation inside the building. Nice little oak window here. All bespoke joinery, made to measure oak window. This is buildings being done by Coomber & Son. They got a nice joinery shop and they've built this in the joinery shop. Double glazed, is going to look great. Bit of stud walling, and we call these noggins, or we call them dwangs, depending on which part of the country you're in. And you can tell by the height of that threshold there that there's going to be some insulation in this floor. And what I would imagine is that they're going to put that insulation that is sitting over there, cut that in to the floor, finish it off possibly with a bit of timber over the top. This area here is all trimmed out, ready for the staircase to go in. But at the moment, we just got a ladder. So what we've got here is a nice room over the top, a nice loft conversion if you like. A trussed roof. This is not made on site. This arrives already made from a factory. You just lift the sections on with a crane or however you want to do it. Manhandle them up there. And so it's all prefabricated basically. The whole thing comes down. Everywhere you look, you've got the insulation. On the outside of that insulation, they've left the 25mm gap that allows the roofing membrane to hang slightly down so that it's not tight on the battens, and that way any water that is caught, the droplets that come through the building, are going to end up trickling their way down the outside. But actually, if you look at it, they've got 2 levels of insulation in there. They've got more insulation than the building regulations would require, so it's almost full depth, so it's pretty good. That's gonna, with those 2 bits in there and an air gap, this is going to be one warm building. So there's the roof window, all framed out, ready to go. And I'm going to put a nice couple of windows in the end here. Somebody's been cutting all this insulation up with a handsaw. Not a very nice job. The dust is horrible and that stuff makes you cough. So hopefully they had a good dust mask on. So here we go, we've got plywood floor all over. They might even be putting something classy on top of that, who knows. So that's just a quick spin round so you can have a look, see what we're doing or what they're doing in this building, and I hope you found that useful. Come back to see us soon. Got loads more going on Skill Builder.